Are you still having issues understanding lookup functions? Hi, my name is Atuluku Sunday, and today we'll be looking at lookup functions. And before we go into the class, I would like to teach us on a subject called referencing. Referencing, like we've already been doing, denotes that we are calling the cell by the column alphabet and the row number. Yes, so like we have here, we have three types of referencing. We have the relative, we have the absolute, and then we have the mixed. Now for the relative, it's what you've been using all this while, which is equal to. For example, I want to perform a simple multiplication or addition, so equal to cell, this cell here, 20 multiplied by, let me multiply it by this 2 here. Now once you hit enter, this kind of referencing you did here, writing C6 and C9, is called a relative reference. Now let us move on to absolute reference. This is where it gets interesting. At this point, I want to multiply all these things. Now note that if I drag this down, it's going to write 0 here because the cell will also move. So we have cell C7 multiplied by cell C10, and on C10 here we don't have anything. So to help in solving this situation, we move over to absolute referencing. In absolute referencing, we are still going to write the same thing, equal to cell 20 multiplied by 2. We're going to use this cell. Now if you run this, you still have 40. However, if you move down now, if you to fill, you see it's not going to give you any value because the cell is moving. For this, you can see it's C10. For the next one, it will be C11, and for this it will be C12. It will be multiplying by C12, and you can see that from C10 to C12 there are no values there. So to help in solving this, what we do is this: we lock down the cell. So we want cell C6 to multiply with cell C9 by introducing the function, the special character $sign. Yes, it locks it down for you, and $sign here, it locks it down. So C9 is already locked down, and this is what you have, 40. Now let us drag down to autofill. You see that we now have 30 by 20, 40 by 20, and 2 by 2, and 2 by 2, which will give you 4. If you look at the syntax, you see that C9 is not changing on the formula bar here. Now we go back here again, you see that C9 also is not moving on the formula bar here. And finally we have the mixed. Mixed simply means one of them is being locked down. Either you are locking down the cell, the column, or you are locking down the row. For example, you have equal to, either you write C, then you put your $9, or you write equal to $C, then 9. Now what this does is this, I decided not to effect it. So what this means is this: you are either locking down from here, you are locking down the row 9 should be locked down. Meanwhile, from here you are now locking down the column. So that is all what we have about referencing. Now let's move into VLOOKUP. I've already formatted this cell that you can have a drop down here, and then you select the name. So let's assume we don't have any name there. Yes, we don't have any name, so we want to do VLOOKUP. Now VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. We have 3 types of lookup, and lookup functions are data management tools that you want to search your data to get out a specific column in a very fast way. For example, as they are here, a customer or a sales rep may come and we want to find out what's the sales rep's bonus. We don't have to start scrolling down to check what they are. This is a very small data, but imagine you're having a data with about 30,000 rows. You can start scrolling down, and the best way to just set up to format that is using one of the lookup functions. So VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. Now I'll be formatting this here now using the VLOOKUP function, is equal to VLOOKUP. Now they're asking me for lookup value. Lookup value is this value here. Whatever I put here, make sure that you return that value for me. So this is the lookup value. Then you put your comma. Then the next thing, table array, you are selecting the entire table because that's the table array. Yes, I've done that. Then the next thing after table array, they're now asking for column index number. Now for this, we have this first column here as 1, second column as 2, third column as 3, fourth column as 4, and the last column here as 5. So it is there. The columns are numbered. Similarly, the rows also are numbered. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're asking me for the column number. I put 5. Then you add your comma. Then the next thing, do you want an approximate match or an exact match? So I want an exact match. Note that the default match that comes with it is approximate, so you need to select exact match. And now you do that and you are having NA. This NA can be corrected using the if error or if NA function, but since we are not looking at that now, let's go forward. Now whenever I come to this column and I impute any name, you see that it changes immediately. Once I change this, you see that it changes also immediately, and once I impute this, it changes immediately. Now this is what VLOOKUP does for you. It works vertically. Now let's look at HLOOKUP. HLOOKUP works horizontally, just the same thing that you just did with VLOOKUP. It's the same procedure. However, this works with a horizontal data set like we have here. So let me go back to the bonus and then type my syntax HLOOKUP. Open your bracket. Lookup value is still the cell, what I'm trying to look up, then comma. The table array is the entire table. So yes, I highlight everything, comma. Now the next thing here it says is row index number. Remember in VLOOKUP it wrote column index number, but this is now row, so we are counting the rows. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. So bonus is on row 5, so we impute our 5, then comma, and then is it exact match or approximate match? I want the exact match. I close my bracket and hit enter. Now you still have NA not available, then you select the name of the sales rep you want. Now this is how to perform HLOOKUP function. Let me digress a little to show us something else with referencing that we learned earlier on. So supposing I want to find out the HLOOKUP and I haven't set this column to a drop down tile, you can see to this drop down format, and the column is just the cells are just plain. Now let us do this. Equal to HLOOKUP, sorry, HLOOKUP, then lookup value is still the cell, comma, then the next thing, table array is this entire table. Yes, that's selected. Then row index is still 5, and then I want the exact match. Now once you do that and you close your bracket, sorry, let me bring it back up. Once you do that and you close your bracket, you hit enter. Now it's written NA. So whenever I provide any name here equal to Kennedy Singh, you see it automatically brings out the value for me. However, supposing I want to autofill this, so I drag this down here, still the same, sorry. Now you can see it is taking the next row, not this value anymore. So that is not the concern right now. So let me still take the same Kennedy Singh. Now on this, now I want to now work on this. I drag it down just to autofill to have a value to work with. Now you can see that it is written NA, the same Kennedy Singh. To help in this, if you look at the syntax, let me remove this. If you look at the syntax, you can see that the syntax is now written B13, B3, X7, while this first one is written B12, B3, B2, X6, no longer X7. And if you look at that, this red line that you can see is showing us that it is highlighting the entire table. However, let us look at the next one down here. You see that sales rep is now omitted, and then it jumped down by one step here, one column, one row here. So to help in this, we are going to introduce our absolute referencing. So we are locking down this cell B2, introducing the $sign. Then X6 also, we are putting the $sign before it and before the 6. Now that is done. We now drag down to this, and you can see you have the same thing. Now let us look at XLOOKUP. We've already seen VLOOKUP, we have seen Hlookup. XLOOKUP stands for diagonal, whichever direction, either horizontal or vertical, that you don't have to consider your data going vertical or your data going horizontal. Now, if you followed me to this point, I have already formatted this cell to look like this. I didn't do it from the beginning, so let us get to it and see if I can do that also here for you to see. Now, to format this cell to have a drop down, what you simply do, you go to your data validation on data tab, data tools. This is the data validation. You click on this, you select data validation, you check this box to list, then the source, you go and highlight the entire column you are looking at. So this is sales rep. You can see it's highlighted now. So you highlight the entire column, you click back on this, and then you click OK. Once you do that, you have this drop down icon here. Now let us go straight to our function. So this is equal to XLOOKUP. Open your bracket. Lookup value is still the salesperson that I'm looking for. Then comma, lookup array. Where I'm looking at it from is this array, comma. Then the return array, I want it to return bonus column for me. So I go here and select this array. Now notice a difference between all the other lookups, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and XLOOKUP. We are no longer working with column index number or row index number. Here we are looking at seeing the names of what we are selecting directly. Yes, so this is one of the advantages also over the other ones. Then we put your comma, value if not found. Instead of writing that NA for me that time, we can now simply put not found, and you end that syntax there, then comma. Now if I run this and it is not available, it's going to write not found for me, or you can put not available depending on whatever your syntax is or your semantics are that you want to use. Yeah, so the next thing is exact match. I want the exact match, then comma. Then the next search mode, I want it to search first to the last, so it will start from up down, or you can select last to first, whichever one works for you. I select that, then I close my bracket and I hit enter. Now you can see instead of writing NA for me as in VLOOKUP, you see that it is now written not found. Then let me now select the person that I want. So let's select this person. You can now see the value is already up. The value is already up, and you can play with this, get out the person. So once the customer or the sales rep comes in and say my name is so and so, what you just have to do is just come here, select the name, and you see the person's bonus. If you followed me to this point, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.